Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're in my bathroom, plus you read the title of this video, so you know we're doing a makeup video. I've been having so much fun bringing back all of the beauty content to the channel, and today we're doing this eyeshadow look using the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette, which obviously I know this is like nowhere near new or anything like that, but it's new to me and I've had my eye on it for forever, and I finally snagged it and I really wanted to play with it today, so I figured I would just film it and do a first impression. So because it's the first impression, there's definitely some things that went according to plan, some things that didn't, so of course I will walk you guys through the whole look, but this is how it came out. Kind of like a pinky, corally, kind of like shimmery vibes. I'm obsessed with it. This honestly, like, it didn't come out how I originally thought it would, but I like it way better than I did in my head. I think it looks so pretty. Also, I have a cold sore right now and it really hurts, and so I don't have any lip product on, obviously, so if you notice that, just disregard it. Really painful and not cute, so just don't mind that. But it's not really about that because we're just doing the eyes today. It's what it's all about. I really love it. Honestly, this is like one of my favorite looks that I've done in a while, and I've been really just having so much fun doing my makeup, doing first impressions for you guys, and just like playing around with makeup. Honestly, like, I just miss the days of playing with makeup, so I thought today would be a good day to whip out a palette that I haven't used yet and just play around with it. So if you want to see me play with this palette and do this look, I'm going to voice this over, so it's kind of like a tutorial but also just a first impression, so you'll see my thoughts and all of that as we go. But I love this look and I will show y'all how I did it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so of course we are starting off with the Sweet Talk palette. I'm just like obsessed with the packaging of this in general, but we are starting off with just like the matte cream. It's actually a little bit of a pinkier. It's just a nice matte simple shade. Just like set the lid. I just have to set the lid to get the look started. I can't skip this step. And then I'm taking kind of like this warm brown shade. I was actually really surprised at the color payoff. This is definitely a very warm, almost like a mustardy kind of brown. It's super pretty, and I swear y'all, these shadows are just so dang blendable. I was building this up a little bit because I definitely wanted this to be like my main transition color, but I loved this shade. It definitely like set the tone for the whole look. And then with a slightly like less fluffy brush, I picked up this like pretty pigmented, like peachy but more pink color, and I feel like you can't really tell in the footage, but I just kind of blended that into the brown shade just to kind of make it a little bit more pink. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell. I tried to show the comparison right there, but it definitely took it from being like a very kind of like orangey brown shade to more of a pinky, like peachy brown shade. And then with this darker orange, I started putting that in the like outer half of the lid. I kind of did like the outer half and then also drug it up into the crease a little bit. As you can see, like, it's kind of on my eyelid and then also in the crease a little bit as well, so I kind of put this everywhere. I was kind of more planning on this being a pink look, which is why I'm wearing like a pink sweatshirt, and then it sort of ended up becoming a little bit more of an orange toned look. I mean, I like how it came out so much. Like, you can tell I'm super excited about that color. I did want to point out though, these shades definitely have a good amount of like kick up in the pan, and this shade in particular I was not a huge fan of, at least not in this way. I really thought it was gonna be like a nice deep dark brown that could deepen up this look, but as you can tell, it didn't really work like layered up with that other shade, so it didn't add a lot of dimension, but I just obviously kind of kept working with it. And then I use my NYX glitter primer. I always use this whenever I use pretty much any shade on my lid, honestly, but especially glitter, and I definitely wanted to dabble in some of the glitters in this palette. There are some pressed glitters, which I love. So I took this like pinky glitter, which I thought was gonna be a pink glitter, but it honestly ended up just being a glitter, kind of like a top coat. It really didn't have a ton of actual pigment to it, so if I had known that, again, this is the first impression, so I obviously didn't know that at first, but I kind of wish I had known that had no color to it. I still think it's super pretty though. And then I took this really pretty light orangey shade and just used that to kind of blow out the lower lash line. It was like a really light orange. And then you obviously couldn't see in that frame, but this is the same orange I used on the outer half of my upper lid, just a little bit more of a pigmented darker orange, and I kind of buffed that out under the lash line as well. And then I'm using my Natasha Denona highlighter for a brow bone and inner corner highlight, just because this palette, even though it has the glitters, it doesn't have like a really pigmented shimmer shade. So I decided just to use that to brighten up my inner corners and my brow bones. And then of course I am curling my lashes per usual. And then I just threw on a couple coats of mascara. I honestly can't even remember what mascara I'm using in this video. I think it's one of my Ulta mascaras, I'm pretty sure. And I really, really like this one. I obviously did a bunch of coats off camera. I ended up tight lining a little bit as well, but I kind of hate showing that on camera, so I tight lined at the very end, just so you know, but I didn't feel the need to show it. Alrighty guys, so this is the completed look. It didn't go exactly as I thought it would. Also, don't mind, there's definitely some like little smudges from the mascara that didn't come off. But this is what we are working with, and like I mentioned in like the voiceover, I just feel like I thought this color, the pink, was gonna have a little bit more color to it. Like I thought it was gonna actually be almost the same color as the packaging, like that light pink, but I feel like it's more of just like a pink glitter. It doesn't have a lot of pigment to it, so I think next time I use it, I would put a color underneath of it just so it has a little bit more pigment behind it. I still think it's really pretty, and I love this look. It's a little bit more orangey than I was like originally envisioning in my head, but obviously this palette's definitely a little bit more of a peachy than a pink palette. I was originally thinking like we'll do a full-on pink look, which is why I wore like a pink sweater, but it's definitely more of like a coral kind of peachy look, which I still really, really like. As you obviously also saw, that like darker shade that I tried to put on the outside didn't quite work with the shade that was underneath of it. So that's kind of what's fun about these first impressions though, is just kind of trying it out and seeing what works, what doesn't, and obviously I'll have to keep playing with it to get a better idea of what colors like work best together and how to get like different looks out of it. But I have a really good first impression. I feel like Colourpop shadows just in general are a little bit more powdery and kind of flaky. Like there was definitely a lot of kick up in the pan and a tiny bit of fallout from that glitter, but that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me, especially with how affordable Colourpop is. I feel like for the color payoff and how just gorgeous the shades are, I can look past a lot of that kind of more menial stuff. I just think this look is stunning, even though it wasn't like exactly what I had in my head at first. I feel like my eyeshadow looks never really come out how I originally envisioned them, but I think this looks so pretty. I can't wait to play with this some more. I feel like there's a lot of different looks I can envision doing with this palette. I feel like this is gonna be really fun. I really want to figure out how to use this color. I think it might be the kind of shade that needs to kind of stand on its own and not layer it up too much, but I really like how it came out. I feel like the kind of like transition, we've definitely got like sort of like a sunset almost vibes going on with these shades. Really, really, really pretty. I'm very happy with how this came out, and I like the little pop of kind of like the orangey pinky vibe underneath the lid too. So this was really fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm really excited to be kind of doing a little bit more makeup content again. I feel like 2020 we kind of all just stopped getting ready in general, so I feel like my makeup content kind of fell off last year, but I'm really excited to be back. I'm having so much fun playing with makeup again, and I'm just feeling really inspired, and every time I do a look, especially a look like this, I just love it so much, and I just enjoy being done up even if I have nowhere to go. I just really enjoy playing with eyeshadow. Yeah, I've just been really enjoying makeup a lot. I'm really looking forward to having this kind of stuff back on the channel, so I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here, and until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.